and 1, 10 and 1, 10 and 1. Tonight, the Eagles went 10 and 1. And you also got to see why Jalen Hurts is the MVP. Dallas still stinks. You're by the way, King Dingbat here, and welcome to the Victory Celebration Room, better known as my garage, where we come out to smoke a stogie every time the Eagles win, which is almost every week, just about every week. We can't smoke in the house, because if we do that, the wife will double moonwalk my ass, and I'll be sitting in my own blood and piss, and we can't have that. So we come out here, we smoke a stogie, and we try to chill. Because why? Because we're so jacked up by the Eagles win. It's time to come down. It's time to come down, relax a little bit, and talk about this win. Now, before we light this bad boy up, a couple things we got to do. First thing, eggnog time, yo. It's eggnog time, at least for one more night. Also, we have to dedicate this cigar to the MVPs of this game. And tonight I have three. First one, no brainer. Jalen Hurts. What a man. He's mad. He went off tonight. Carried the Eagles. He played like an MVP. Absolutely fantastic. Then we have to go with Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders had a hell of a game. The way they used Miles tonight, that's how they should be using him every week. And then, the final one, and let me step over here for a second, because I know that light's about to go off. But the final one is Reed Blankenship. He came in tonight, and he was a safety, man. He wasn't Marsha Epps. He was Reed Blankenship. I'm going to lay pipe Blankenship. Pause. That's right. So those three people get the Victory Celebration cigar. And with that said, let's light this bad boy up. It's like midnight here. Police are probably going to show up pretty soon because I'm so damn loud. Tastes so good. It tastes so good when it touches your lips. This and the eggnog. And if you're smart, you do a combination. Eggnog time, yo. Actually, you should do it like this. Okay, I'm not that professional smoker. That's too much for me. But anyways, big win tonight, baby. Big win. The Reggie White jersey, 92. That's 2 games in a row. And we're on a streak. What a Thanksgiving day. What a game. I'm going to be honest. I got a lot to say in this video. I'm going to try not to keep it as long as some of my other ones, because sometimes I think they're too long because I just rant too much. But I got to tell you, this was a wild game. You knew it was going to be a high-scoring, wild-type game when the first quarter happened. And during the first quarter, Eagles go up 13-0 like that. And then, boom, bing, bang, boom. They give it right back to the Packers. Then it's 14-13. And you're like, here we go. Now, when it was 14-13 in my chat, there's a lot of people telling me, dude, Eagles lost, we lost, forget about it, we lost. I'm like, we ain't losing this game. I knew we wouldn't lose this game. I'm going to tell you why. Because there was never one point during this game with the Packers that I thought the offense was going to get stopped. Never did I get the feeling that the Packers could shut down the Eagles' offense. You could tell early on the way Jalen was playing, especially with him running. I know they tried at some points to have a spy on him. Didn't work. Jalen Hurts went off. What was it, 17 carries, 150-plus yards? Miles Sanders, 21 carries, 140-plus yards, something like that. First, I think this was the highest rushing game since 1948 or something. 1948, my dad is like a little man. not even 10 years old yet. That's how long ago that was. Okay? That's a long time. But boy, they went out there offensively and they just took it to the Packers. And that's why I knew the Eagles weren't going to lose. Jalen Hurts is playing like an MVP. Now, I'm going to be honest. He's probably not winning the MVP right now because when people look at the MVP, they look at the numbers, they're going to look at the passing touchdowns, passing yards, all those things for a quarterback. And probably Mahomes gets it. However, I think the case can be made that Jalen Hurts is MVP. The guy's got his team 10-1. He's carrying this team when need be. And there's nothing I can say about this kid except for pay him his money. Pay him his money. Is it $50 million? You know, pay him. Pay him. Pay him. You know, I know some people still like to make insults about, oh, well, and mainly Cowboy fans. I think Mark Holmes said this. Oh, Jalen Hurts is a good running back. No, he's a quarterback. I think when people say that, I take that as an insult, you know? So there's a guy that dropped back to pass, right? He looked 30 yards downfield to Quez Watkins, back shoulder pass, touchdown. Great pass, that's a quarterback. That's a quarterback. Lead your team, that's a quarterback. Come from behind victories, that's a quarterback. Pressure's on to keep scoring because your defense ain't stopping him, that's a quarterback. Jalen Hurts is my quarterback. And I think he's MVP. I think he's the best quarterback in the division, bar none. That's right, I said that, Cowboys fans. So Jalen Hurts, absolutely fantastic, right? Miles Sanders, I mean, this is how you use Miles. Miles should be used like this every week. Every week, he can be used. Give him between 15 and 20, 21 carries, maybe 4 or 5 passes out of the backfield, and give him about 25 touches a game. I think that's perfect. 4 or 5 passes, rest runs. Miles, absolutely fantastic. Even Ball Scott ran the ball pretty good. They just couldn't stop him. You know, but Miles, man, I don't want him to go. I'm going to be honest. I don't want to see him go. I don't. You know, I got keys in my pocket. I got keys. So if you ever hear this alarm in the, like in a mall or a store or something, that means you're near Philly 500. That's what it sounds like. Nobody has that alarm, right? In the whole world. God, this feels so good. I love smoking every week. I love it. It's like a wonderful, wonderful thing. And it's like no calories. You could do it on your diet. It's beautiful. Everybody's Christmas lights are off. They put it off. It's like midnight here. But mine, I'm still putting on. I got some stuff in the ground and stuff already. I still got a wire. I got a lot of work to do with it. I got so much shit. But when I put my lights on, they stay on all night. From dusk till mother humping dawn because we're celebrating Christmas, yo. Now, I want to be sure, before I start to go to the other part of this video, that you understand. The Eagles are 10-1. I love being 10-1. That's what matters at the end of the day. However, if I tell you things I don't like, it doesn't mean I'm against the Eagles or I think they're bad or they're in bad shape. I'm just telling you what I see, what I feel, and saying, hey, we're pretty good. We got a lot of good things going on, but we got to work on some things, okay? We've got to work on some things. There are some things I don't like that they have to be worked on. But I want to make sure that we talk about the positives first because this is a 10-1 team. 2.5 games in front of Dallas. 1.5 games in front of Minnesota. And the goal is win the division and then clinch home field. Get the first round bye and then play in Philly. The Eagles do that. They get the first, if they get the number 1 seed, they get all home field throughout the playoffs. They go to the Super Bowl. They go to the Super Bowl. Okay? That's how important it is. Truly believe it. Nobody's coming in and beating them. Dallas is going to choke. This is Cowboys choke season after all. right? People go, what do you mean Cowboys choke season? I do this every year. I've been doing this, for 6 years? Every year I say, it's Cowboys choke season. People go, oh, the Eagles choke season. It's not, what do you mean? What do you mean? Every year, when Thanksgiving starts, from Thanksgiving to the end of the season, at some point the Cowboys collapse. They do. They collapse. It's going to happen again. Okay? It's like Cowboys choke season is like hurricane season. You know, like around the time hurricanes will show, you just don't know when exactly they'll get there. Well, from Thanksgiving on is when it's Cowboys choke season. So it's here. It's here. It's just a matter of when. Will it be next week? Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see. Hell, it could be even the playoffs like last year. The Eagles-Dallas game is going to be fantastic. In all seriousness, I really hope that the division's on the line that game. I hope it's for all the marbles. It'd be great. Now, we need some more eggnog. Pinky up. Always pinky up when you drink. That's what the old Italians do, right? Yeah. Yeah, you see old Italians, especially like South Philly stuff. They sit there like this. And the pinky out. Eggnog time, yo. But it means they got class. They got class. So always drink with your pinky out. Then get yourself a pinky ring. That's why I need a pinky ring. Now, I'm worried about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Looks like he might have a rib injury, maybe a cracked rib. He might go on IR. I don't know how long he'll be out, but I do expect him to be back at some point. I think he could play through that, hopefully, and we'll see. However, let me tell you something. Reed Blankenship. Reed mother humping, laid a pipe Blankenship. Reed laid a pipe Blankenship is a player. He's a player. He comes out, and shout out to Torteville in my stream. I believe it was him. He's like, Rodgers is going to pick on Blankenship. It's going to happen. And what does Rodgers do? Go back. He throws at him. He baits him, picks it off, jumps in front of the receiver. Big interception. Not to mention the guy can hit. He can hit. As soon as Chauncey Gardner-Johnson comes back, Marsha Epps, he's benched. I'm going to make Blankenship and CJ, they're my safeties. They're my two starters. I think that's a great combination too, because Blankenship hits, man. He lays some pipe. But, you know, I like that kid. He was fantastic tonight. He was the best part of the defense. You know, that was the best part of the defense. And you know that's what frustrates me about the one thing I say about this win. Now, it's a win, and I'm glad it's a win, but I don't want to not address things that we got to work on, because I want us to acknowledge those weaknesses so we can fix them before it comes back and bites us. And Jonathan Gannon, with that scheme, I'm sorry, I don't like it. Now, I'm not saying he's not a good coach. I'm not saying he doesn't know what he's doing. I think he might make a better head coach than a coordinator. But my God, man, like, I don't understand where the lack of killer instinct, aggressiveness, where it's at. Because I feel like he doesn't have a feel for when you can go for the kill, when to be aggressive, when to back off, when to blitz, when not to. Like, I don't feel like he has a feel of it. Okay, and I'm gonna give you the examples, and there are two series that summed up what I've been saying about Jonathan Gannon for over a year now. Eggnog time, yo. Tomorrow, no eggnog. I go back on keto. So, he doesn't blitz. He's not aggressive. He loves to drop. Hassan Reddick back in the pass coverage. I know we've talked all about that. But there were two drives that summed up Jonathan Gannon to me. First drive. Aaron Rodgers in the second half. He goes 3 and out. On that first initial drive, he gets sacked, gets hit, goes down. He gets up. He's hurt. His ribs are hurt. So he's out there that series. And I'm saying in my stream, saying Rodgers is hurt. Between every player in the huddle, he is going down, holding his ribs. You could tell he's hurt. Everybody could tell he was hurt. Now, one of the things that became very clear on that drive, his last drive of the game, was he can't throw the ball too far. It hurts too much. He's hurt. I don't think he can throw 10, 15 yards. Everything was a quick little pass, little screen, not, to the running backs, things like that. You, as a defensive coordinator, you've got to see it. Listen, I got this guy's wounded. I got a bird with clipped wings right here. I'm going to go test it. I'm going to go after him. I'm going to go at him right now because he looks hurt. Imagine if the Eagles would have hit Rodgers one or two more times, get another sack. He might not have finished the series. No, he went out anyways, but why didn't he recognize that? Like why didn't you recognize that? We all knew. We were all talking about the guy's hurt. Guy can't throw. Go at him right now. They didn't. I don't understand it. The other series that sums up Jonathan Gannon to me is the next series. Jordan Love comes in. Love is in the game. And here you have a kid coming right off the bench. Not much experience, hasn't played a whole lot. And I think they run on first down. Second down, it's like 2nd and 4, 2nd and 6, somewhere like that. He rushes 3. He rushes 3 at the guy. If it's me and I see this young kid in, I'm going to test him. I'm going to bring heat. I'm going to blitz. I'm going to do whatever I can to put pressure on him to see if he can stand it, to see if he's ready to react, if he knows what he's seeing, if he's reading the defense, does he know where the blitz is coming? Like, I'm going at him. I'm going at him. And he doesn't. He rushes 3, then he winds up hitting a slant, scoring a touchdown. It's like that kid looked like $1 million. If you're a Green Bay Packer fan and you haven't watched Jonathan Gannon's defense, you're thinking, we got the next future superstar. That's what they're thinking. And Gannon has done this with very inexperienced quarterbacks over and over and over again. Those 2 drives sum up my frustrations with Jonathan Gannon. I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I'm not saying, he can't be a good head coach. I'm not saying he doesn't know what he's doing. I just think it's just not him. That's just not how he operates. It's not his DNA. And I don't know if the Eagles, I know a lot of people talk about him being head coach and all this stuff, but you got to wonder. They go out and they get a lot of defensive players in the offseason. Then they go and they bring 2 defensive tackles in when Jordan Davis is hurt. Then they bring an offensive coordinator to be his consultant for a defensive coordinator and offensive coordinator. That tells me, when I hear that, it makes me think that there's something offensively going on with teams that he does not recognize, or they want him to recognize better, and they're giving him an offensive mind's advice. I'm just wondering. I like this cigar. Goes out easy though, but maybe I'm not sucking it hard enough. Pause. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I know the arguments with Gannon. Well, the defense, they make turnovers when they need to. They do this. They come up when they have to. They made plenty of games where they, giving up less than 20 points a game. All that, I've heard it. And at times he does some good things. And I think he's got a lot of talent that bails him out of a lot of things. I just think that those 2 drives summed up all my issues with Jonathan Gannon. And hopefully he can fix it, because when they're aggressive, they're good. When they're aggressive, they're good. And I think if he would have been more aggressive on that drive with Rodgers would have went out earlier. And then I think Jordan Love should never have come in and thrown a touchdown pass. Shouldn't have happened. Got to have that killer instinct. That's one thing we have to work on, okay? But at the end of the day, you're 10-1, and I'm glad that we're 10-1. I just hope that the Eagles don't dismiss things or push it under the table or under the rug because we won. A win is great. Going 10-1 is great, but let's clean up those mistakes. That's all I'm saying. I don't expect him to fire Gannon or anything like that this year. It's not going to happen. But I hope that he starts getting a little more aggressive. And I've heard some interesting conspiracy theories. Well, Gannon's going to go after people once the playoffs start. He's holding back. Hey, I hope so. Hope so. Because I think he can do it. I think they can do it. Eggnog time, yo. But those two series, to me, that should have been like lights out time. Oh, it's getting nice and cool out here. I love it. I love it. I love this time of year. Christmas season started. I watched, let's see, Thanksgiving. I watched A Christmas Story. Fantastic. If you like the first original Christmas Story, you'll actually like it. But I'm going to say this. The first hour, it kind of like trying to find its footing. I would say the last half of that movie is absolutely fantastic. I like the little twist in the end. Second, I watched Guardian of the Galaxy. That was good. I thought that was funny as shit. It should have been longer. And then I watched the Santa Claus TV miniseries, the first couple episodes with my kids. That's cheesy. It's cheesy. They had Peyton Manning in it. That was kind of funny. That was about it. That's kind of cheesy. Love this kind of year. Love this time of year. Man, thank God the Eagles have Jalen Hurts. I mean, God, guy's a stud. Now everybody's wondering what he's going to get. I think he's going to get about $50 million. I don't think there's any way around it. I think you have to pay him. He was fantastic. I was a little worried, though. That one play where he took a slide, he got hit in the back of the neck, back of the head. I wouldn't mind seeing them cut down on the amount of times that he runs and going for it on 4th and 1 with the quarterback sneak always, because I don't want him to get hurt. I feel like we're playing like Russian roulette a little bit, and I don't like that. So we got to be better with that. But I mean, Jalen Hurts, he makes sure everything went according to plan. And here's the other thing with Jonathan Gannon. Just say one more thing. When Jonathan Gannon does the kind of things he does, like there's too many times we've been up 14-0 and then we give the lead, we let the team go right down and score and cut in the lead and make it a game again. Every time he does that, he puts more pressure on the offense. He puts more pressure on Jalen Hurts to have to continue to move the ball, to score, to give that defense a rest. And that's another thing that bothers me. That said, they made plays the way they had to. They got some pressure on Aaron Rodgers at times, and they made him pay. And they hurt him. They knocked him out. They did mission accomplished. You won. You're 10-1. And also, get this: the Saints lost. So the Eagles pick is now, which is the Saints pick, is now sitting at number 7. So the Eagles currently hold the 7th pick in the draft and the last pick in the draft because they have the best record right now. The Saints have to go to Tampa next Monday night, I believe, and play the Buccaneers, who just lost to the Browns. That should be another loss, but you never know. It's a division game. But I feel pretty good about that. Hopefully they'll keep rising that draft pick. We're eventually going to play the Saints. I have a feeling, though, when we play the Saints, that we might have clinched home field throughout the playoffs. Hopefully we don't give them an easy win because we're sitting all our players. What a win. What a win. This is a good team. And listen, despite my complaints about Gannon and certain things on defense, this is still the best team in the league. Okay? Not one team in this league is perfect, is complete. We all have our issues. We all have our things that we have to fix. That's why home field throughout the playoffs is so important because you get that extra week of rest and you get a chance to come up with the right game plan. You get more time to look at who you're going to play. And you're at home. You're in Philly. It's cold. I don't think anybody beats them. I don't. I think the Eagles get to the Super Bowl. Then it's going to be either Buffalo or Kansas City, most likely. And then we rock and roll and we go up and we shock the world. Dallas fans really, they're scared. They're really they're chomping at the bit for Christmas Eve. They want revenge. It's a beautiful thing. This is the best division in all football. I mean, I give Cowboy fans a lot of crap, Giant fans, Washington fans at some point. But this really is the greatest division in sports. If you don't have the rivals that you can go back and forth with, it's not fun. That's why I never understand channels that are like, okay, if you're a Cowboys fan, you can't come on here. If you're a Giant fan, we only want certain teams can come on. If you're an Eagle fan, only if you're the team not like. To me, that ruins it. You want the whole trash talk. You want the rivalry. It's what makes it fun. At times it sucks because you have to face up when you lose, but when you win, there's nothing like it. That's why everybody's welcome. Now Dallas has the Colts. They should win that game. I don't think they lose that game. That would be a major loss for them. And then the Eagles got Tennessee. Tough game. My initial thoughts, and it's early, but my initial thoughts on the Titans are this. I think the Eagles will still be able to move the ball and score on them. I don't know if the Titans can keep up with the Eagles' offense. I don't know if their offense can keep up. And if the Eagles could get a decent lead and play the run somewhat decent, they should win. Should be another win for us. We should be 11-1 after next week. Next week at this time, I should be talking about being 11-1. But great game tonight. Once again, Jalen Hurts playing like an MVP. It's great. You're getting into December and he's playing his best football. And he can throw, he can run, he can do it all. Just pay the man. That's all I can say. Eagles are 10-1. Couldn't be happy. Oh yeah, the other thing, they got to work on the special teams, right? This guy returned 3 punts, averaged 50-something yards. He was taking the ball 7-8 yards out of the end zone, getting to the 50. You can't allow that. Because I could say stuff about the defense, but you're putting the defense in a horrible position starting at their own 50, at the 50. So, maybe in some regards I'm too critical of the defense, but in other regards I'm not. But that special team's got to be better. Thank God for Jalen Hurts, that offensive line, because the offensive line kicked ass, Miles Sanders, and that offense, and we'll be good. And A.J. Brown, no more fumbles. With that, I'm going to smoke the rest of Stogie. I will talk to you guys later. Of course, don't be a Dingbat. And remember, it's how we vision. We're all just living in it. Oh, you're still here? What's going on? I'm just finishing my stogie here. Just hanging out, But I'm glad that you're still here. I'm just looking at my yard. I'm thinking, all right, what am I going to do? I'm going to put this up. I'm going to put this lights up, put lights up across here. I'm going to do all that stuff. What else could I do? You know what I would like to do? I don't know if it's possible. I would like to get like a snowmaker, like a giant snowmaker, and put it above my house and let it hang. You see that light? So that's blinking. You see that blinking? That's an airplane, not a UFO. If it wasn't blinking, it could be a UFO, but it ain't. But yeah, I would like to get like a giant snowmaker and hang it above my house, and then have every night at 8 o'clock it starts snowing. So I look like I can see snow. I can't see shit around here. It don't snow. You have to go up to the mountains. Who wants to do that? You get up to the mountains and then they close the roads because nobody's allowed on it, and then you're stuck. What the hell are you supposed to do then? But I like to have like snow like a couple times a year. You know what I'm saying? Man, I tell you, I love Christmas. Also, Dallas stinks. Denzel Washington out.